they made Stitch trans, which isn't a bad thing. Well, it is. Well, okay, it's not a bad thing he's trans. It's a bad thing that they completely erased all of Stitch's cousins and the imagination that goes into it and having all these characters. And you might be like, what are you talking about? They freaking did! Holy shit, they did! Like, oh my god, they did! They... Okay, so I'm gonna talk, there's things in this movie that I do think are pretty decent. Or pretty good, honestly. Maybe just decent. But like, okay. But there's, okay, we're gonna get into that. Okay. We're gonna watch the trailer first, and then we're gonna get into this. Hopefully you read the beginning thing. If you didn't, yeah. But also, it's weird that they made Stitch trans. So what the hell? But also, I'm pretty sure they probably didn't even think that far ahead. But in any case, let's watch this, and we'll just get into it. And also, at some point, I'm gonna have to switch out the battery, but the other battery's charging right now. So they said the other battery's charging right now. Charge, damn it. Okay, let's just watch this and get into it. 3, 2. Why is there no audio? Ariel.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They also screwed up Stitch's 626 outfit. They just made it like a jumpsuit, which kind of sucks. Like, why? Like, were you going to give him like little padding, a little triangle on his stomach? Really?
Your crosshairs.
Also, that's Jumba talking.
I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Meet Stitch. Like an angel.
Control him.
Talk like an angel.
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
Rough. You in disguise. Oh, yes, you are.
We are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
But they do get left behind and they do get forgotten. Except Donnie does. And leaves Lilo and lets the state take her. And, like, mind you, okay, that's the thing everyone's bringing up. Right? Okay, whatever, we'll get into it.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family
Yeah.
isn't perfect.
No, well,
I
no.
mean, they aren't.
Well, movie bad. Stitch not bad. Stitch good. Stitch is best part of movie. Stitch and Lilo are best part of movie. Lilo not as good as animated Lilo, but Lilo's still good.
Such a cat.
I have a dog upstairs that's exactly like Stitch.
Agent Cobra Bubbles, we have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait.
These two are just... It took me a minute. I ain't gonna lie. It took me a minute to figure out that was Zach Galifianakis. I saw him like in the opening, and they said like they showed Zach Galifianakis, and he was just going like, you know, I think Stitch is a good movie for everyone to see. And I'm like, who is he in this? And then I realized, oh, I didn't know that he was this. I didn't see any of the trailers, so I was like, oh, okay. Dude couldn't do a German accent or like just some kind of accent. Also, I do love that. Like, I accidentally did this, but I kind of accidentally have it to where it looks like 66 is about to shoot movie Stitch, and like every of his cousins are around him. That was completely by accident. But in any case, I actually don't hate movie Stitch. I hate the movie of the movie Stitch is in. Okay. So.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
Okay. That's in the credits, whatever. He looks around, embarrassed, yeah, whatever. Okay. So we're gonna, okay. One, get the basic shit out of the way. Nani goes for marine biology. There's a subplot where Nani's like, I can't leave to go learn about marine biology, even though I live in Hawaii, where marine biology, I think literally the best college to learn about marine biology is at. So I gotta go to New York City for some goddamn reason. Also, on that same note too, no. Hold on. This is the actress who is playing Nani, who is supposed to be a native-born islander of Hawaii. And people are going to say, like, oh, she is... No, she's not. She's half German, half... something else. I can't remember. It's Asian. I know that for certain, because someone online went and said, like, oh, yeah, she's half Asian, half white. Even though she has no native Hawaiian blood in her I think it might have been... I don't think it's Korean. But it's something along those lines. And someone said, like, well, it's basically the same thing. It's not. And being born on Hawaii doesn't make you a native there either. Or at least a native blood. And I bring this up also because some people say, like, well, yeah, it does. No. You know how I know why? My favorite YouTuber, Markiplier, is half Korean, half German. So half white, half Asian. And, he was born in Honolulu. And he never said that he's a native Hawaiian because he's not. But yeah, so... No. No, that's not Nani. Some of these look, the pictures look great. But it's funny too because there's even a point where, like, you have Lilo... With the scene where you have Lilo and Nani singing that song. That's a song that is it the queen or whoever ruled Hawaii at the time, sang when America kind of put a gun to her head and said, you're going to sign this document that's going to make you one of our states. And if not, bad things are going to happen. So, yeah, no. Screw it. No. I'm like, no, that's bad. But in any case, there's that. That's just bad. Jumba does not have an accent, which... The design for Jumba, ain't gonna lie, does not look that bad. I legit, the bit that we see of Jumba, and even like Pleakley, are not that bad.
Fingers always on the trigger, man.
Oh yeah, this is funny.
No, I'm joking. What an adorable little psychopath.
That's a funny scene. Also, like, they give the counselor lady more to do, but like, oh yeah, right here, like, they forgot to get, like, they spray tanned her so hard, but they must have forgotten to do it at this point, so they didn't spray tan her at all, so you just see how light skinned she is underneath. Man, I'm trying to see if I can find Jumba, but Jumba's design in this, honestly, does not look that bad. I'll say that right now, he does not look that bad, neither does Pleakley when they're in their alien form. When it's just Zach Galifianakis and this guy, I don't even know who he is, it's just like, and I'm like, some of this could work. Some of the comedy with these characters could work if they actually, one, if Jumba sounded like Jumba, and two, if they actually look like, hold on. So, pretty much, if I'm using my webcam right now, so my quality's a little bit less, actually, you know what, I'm gonna have to make this a little bit like that. Sorry, yeah, whatever, I should be fine. I'm just gonna do it like this. And I'm just gonna leave it like this right now. I apologize. But anyways, so okay. Oh, God. This. Okay. So if the jokes would actually be kind of funny if they actually, were wearing bad disguises and they were actually looked like their alien selves, but they weren't because Disney's an idiot for some reason. They apparently have so much stupid money, but they can't animate these aliens. Great. Even the beginning where they at least were covered up with a bunch of shit, it's like, okay, yeah, that worked. Hell, they could have done practical effects for them And it probably would have worked better if you didn't want to animate them. Like, I thought the whole thing with CGI was that it was cheaper, supposedly. But, yeah, whatever. Okay, let's talk about some of the good things. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch are actually really good together. Stitch, honestly, is extremely well animated. I really like the animation they did with him. It would have been cool to see more things like him with his 4 arms out, doing some more crazy when he grabs a plasma and throws it around. Like, it would have been a lot cooler. It picks up a punch buggy, that's not in this. There's very little action. Like, even like the opening scene, which was the main part that I was excited for. The part where you see Stitch in his red uniform, and he, like, escapes or whatever, and, like, gets taken, locked in, and all this stuff. Like, almost, this movie kind of goes beat for beat with everything. The only real difference is, like, David and his mom live next door, and eventually Nani, and, Nani, gives Lilo up so she can go to America, and gives Lilo up to them, pretty much. But yeah, that was kind of that. One good change, and the scenes with Stitch and Lilo working together and stuff like that, and Lilo trying to teach Stitch to be good, I thought was pretty cute. I thought it was really good. Honestly, if they would have done it where it was just Lilo and Stitch, I know, insane. But if they would have just did Lilo and Stitch, I think it would have been actually a really good movie. I honestly do think that, or at least a fun movie. But it wasn't. But yeah, okay, so there's that. Stitch. Jumba just being Zach Galifianakis voice, and I'm like, really? Like, at least adding the accent would have at least helped a little bit. Like, honestly, the best cast you could have done, because rest in peace to the old actor, but the best casting you could have done, Disney, was literally take the dude from Stranger Things that you have as the Red Guardian, put him as Jumba, and literally just tell him to do that Russian voice. God, this video is going to be a mess. Disney's trying to stop me from talking. Anyways. But yeah, okay, so... yeah, that's... that. Yeah, like, it's... Okay. Good things. The ending bit was kind of cool, where, like, eventually... when Lilo and Stitch, after they throw Jumba out, and again, Jumba sounded weird. Anyways, Russian guy, big Russian guy, make him the voice of Jumba with that accent, would 100% add way more to it. Honestly, I do think, like, some of the stuff that Jumba says in this, if you put it through, like, with that accent, it probably would be a little bit more charming and less whiny and annoying. I'm sorry, Zach Galifianakis, maybe you would have did like an accent to it, maybe it would have helped it, but Jumbo just came off as whiny and annoying. Like, imagine, instead of like Jumbo going, "It's showtime!" imagine him going, "It's showtime!" Like, there's a difference there. You hear it, like, "No, we do it my way!" to, "Now, we do it my way!" Like, I don't know, maybe it's a bad thing I'm using my voice for that, but, like, you get it, right? Like, on one hand, it's not, like, even, like, if it's a not standard, but, like, even if it's, like, just one line like that, it sounds better, at least with the accent, and adds a little bit more character to it. Like, "Hello, my friend," like, "Hello, my friends," doesn't sound as good as, "Hello, my friends." Like, I know that's not Jumba's accent, but, it's, the accent helps it. The accent helps the character and helps develop the character a bit, I'd say. So, that being said, God, I'm trying to think now. That being said, good things. Weird change, which I guess they did it for the ending, is that now, instead of Stitch having a molecular structure that is too dense to be in water, and that makes him sink, he instead, he becomes heavier in water, which doesn't sound as cool, honestly, and, like, they kind of, and I'm like, you could have just still said he was just freaking heavy, because it leads up to a bit where, like, Nani, which, honestly, get an actual actress in there and actually write the story better and don't have Nani give up Lilo and actually, have Jumba actually be, Uncle Jumba. Because it's even weird. At the very end, they still have Pleakley stay on Earth as, like, kind of an uncle, but then they replace Jumba with Cobra Bubbles. And it's like, why? Like, you could have two uncles, I guess. Because, like, even Cobra Bubbles is, like, hanging out there, like, watching Lilo, and, like, is kind of like a dad figure to her now. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. But I'm also okay with Uncle Jumba. Like, you could have had him be, like, a stricter parent, and then Jumba and Pleakley be, like, the more funner parents. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And also, you could have given Nani a different, want to go to college other than marine biology, where Hawaii is literally the main one. It has some of the best colleges, so you're kind of stupid, Disney. At least do your goddamn research. And then there is definitely like the taking out of stuff. Like there is like that underlying thing in the original one where like Hawaii's tourists, like the lighter skinned people, like Myrtle and all that. Like there's a whole thing where, they don't treat the people there that much, and, like, a lot of Hawaiian jobs are centered around catering to them and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, like, and, even, like, right now, Hawaii is trying to go against that and say, like, stop coming here. Like, I want to go to Hawaii, but also I kind of like, I'll go to Puerto Rico instead. I have family there, don't worry. I'm actually Islander. I actually have native blood. But okay, so how do I want it good? Also, it's really funny too because you probably could have at least had like Nani and Lilo's parents be like, okay, one of them's mixed, but no, both of them, like from the picture we saw, are both like very like native Hawaiian. So like it's like, yeah, no, Nani makes even less sense now. Great. Funny. And I think, if I remember correctly, they made Nani's voice actress being the child service person, which also, like, yeah, they split Cobra Balls into two characters for whatever reason. Very stupid. And also, like, the social worker, I believe is Nani's voice actress, which I feel like is just cruel that you then make her the one that says that she has to get, the one to tell the new quote unquote, what did you call her? Amy. The new Amy, that she has to give up Lilo. And it's like, really? But anyways, that's dumb. Anyway, so let's get to the what I was talking about in the very beginning of this video. They made Stitch trans, which again isn't a bad thing. That's not the bad part of this. The bad part of this is it ruins 625 other experiments and an infinite amount of stories that could be told. Because when Jumba betrays Pleakley, he grabs Stitch. Lilo hides on the plane ship, which it's weird that the ship is still there. It's like, really? Why did you keep the ship? Like, because that ship's also supposed to be like Jumba's. Anyways. And then they blow it up anyway, so what the hell does it matter? Like, what the hell? Like, anyways. So, Jumba grabs Stitch, throws him in a pod. He says, don't worry, I'm gonna remake you into 627. And you see a picture of Angel. I believe you also see a Reuben. Then it switches to Stitch, and then 627 from the animated series. Which, F you, Disney, because they said, yeah. And, like, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna take you apart and, like, use your genetic information to make another experiment. No. Jumba straight says, I'm going to... And also, there's... let me say it right now. I'll bring it up. But they say, no. I'm going to turn you, Stitch, into 627. Meaning, Stitch, before this, was Angel. He was Reuben. He was Sparky. Sparky. He was... Slugger, I got his name right. He was Yang. 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 He was Mr. Stinky. He was, you get it. Kicks. Cannonball. Eventually, he will become Leroy. if they go right. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Disney? And again, I kind of also like the ending bit where, like, Stitch is being held down, Lilo's trying to, like, Stitch is, like, too heavy, and Lilo's trying to swim up. And I'm like, okay, like, I actually kind of like that Stitch, just going, like, and just letting her go, and, like, he's just laying there ready to die. I'm like, oh my god, like, that part got me kind of teared up. And the whole bit of Nani just grabbing him, just kind of running across the bottom of the ocean. And I'm like, okay, that's not actually that bad of an idea. I'm not against that. I am against that Nani doing it, and it being this version of the story. But like they also ruined the second Stitch with Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch where, like, Stitch dies. Spoilers: Stitch dies at the end of that, but he, is brought back by Lilo's love, and like he gets brought up here. Like, what are you gonna do for the second movie? I guess it allows you to do more unique shit, but also, yeah. And I think they straight said they're just gonna make another one, and this movie made like billions of dollars, so they're gonna keep going with live action ones. But also, again, they I don't know what was Disney thinking when they're like, yes, we're gonna turn you, Stitch, into 627. It's like, are you high? That's not how that works. And even if that is how that works in this universe, do you realize not only did you screw up so much potential having all of Stitch's cousins or brothers and sisters, having them all together, you straight ruined the love interest. Because you made her into Stitch. Like, what? Like, what? Like, this is, like, I've seen people shoot themselves in the foot before, but, like, they didn't even shoot themselves in the foot, they just put the gun to their head. What the hell was that? What are you doing? I will say, though, apparently, the live-action How to Train Your Dragon is actually apparently really good. So, there's something there. Other than that, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going for. I don't know. Like, it's not. And again, animation on Stitch is good. The opening of this, not that great. That was literally the part of the movie I was the most excited for, was see the alien ships, see Stitch escape, and, like, the whole action scene crawling up through stuff like that. But, like, no, he's gone. And, like, obviously, and they also took out Gantu. That's another thing that's, like, everyone knows. Yeah, sure, whatever. But, like, honestly, Gantu would have been so freaking cool. And it's weird, too, because, like, they're saying, like, we didn't know how to put Gantu in. It's like, what do you mean? There's an entire movie to show you. You literally copied half of the movie. What? You just added, like, some extra characters, so that way Nani could go to New York. So I guess you're trying to, like, hint that, like, Ohana means family, but then Nani goes, but you need to live in the real world, Lilo. That's not real. And it's like, what the fuck? What? Okay, but anyways. Okay, that's all stupid. And again, the bit where you now make Stitch, Angel, and Ruben, and every other 625 experience beforehand, and now you're saying, like, you also make it 627. Like, I wouldn't surprise me if, like, later, like, they're gonna keep Jumba as the villain, because you can't have Uncle Jumba for whatever reason. You can't have Stitch's dad. No, you gotta make him just a complete asshole, especially because he doesn't really give a shit about the government. Anyways, you have to make the scientist evil and take out the cop. That way, it's not the cop that's evil; it's the scientist. Have fun with that. But the part where they did that, where it's like, oh yes, you're 6'2", we're gonna make you into 6'7". It's like, what is wrong with you, Disney? Like, nothing against being trans. That's not the part of this that I'm trying to bring up. I'm bringing up in the sense of you cut. God, that's a bad way to say that. No, I'm not saying that. You just destroyed and I was gonna say, like, you cut the balls off of your own show thing, but that's not, I don't mean it in that sense. I apologize for that. That's not what I mean in that. But I'm saying in the sense of, you just literally shot yourself in the foot, shot yourself in the balls, shot yourself in the head with, like, this storyline. What? doing? You literally had an infinite amount of stories you could tell with every experiment. Hell, you know what would have been insane? They made a cinematic Stitch universe. I'm not saying they should, but I'm saying they could have. Like, imagine you have the idea that every experiment has obviously their perfect place to live, like the original series, but then you follow it up. Imagine like a mini series following a Disney Plus series following Sparky, a mini series following Ruben. Like, honestly, and also, I'm gonna call this right now, if they do make a second one, which they say they are, they're gonna bring Gantu back, and he's gonna be a Boba Fett bounty hunter that's working with Hamsterville. Or if not, they're gonna just roll Hamsterville and Jumba together, and like Gantu's just gonna be like a bounty hunter that Gantu or Jumba hires to try to capture Stitch. I'm like, I don't know. This movie was bad. Well, the movie had its fun moments, but like, here's the thing. I've honestly watched a few of these live action ones, and I've watched them, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of like some of these live action Disney movies. Maleficent movie is fine. The live action Lion King, where I will say, like, the animation on Stitch is way better than that for, like, you know, giving so much expression out from the ear movements, the facial expressions, all that. It's great. Stitch is awesome in that, legitimately. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that I kind of watch and I'm like, I like this. Like, there's legitimately some stuff in there that I think is really fun or really cool. Like, then I feel like there's some cool things I think. Like, I legit would love a movie where it was just Lilo and Stitch. I think that would have been kind of awesome. I think it would be cool to see this Lilo and this Stitch, like, throughout the years as this happens, like, them finding the different experiments. I think, like, it'd be cool to even see this young girl actress, slowly grow up with Stitch. And, like, you could have kind of like that episode where Lilo fast forwards in time and you see her older. Like, you could literally have a sequel series, kind of like Toy Story, I would say, where you could see this little girl growing up and you could see, like, how, like, her growing up and with Stitch, like, their adventures kind of change. And eventually maybe Stitch does have to, in a sense, move on. Or, you know, something like that. Like, there's actual potential here. Like, legitimately, there is. Not that you can't do an animation, because in a sense, animation, they kind of do that at one point, where, spoilers for, I believe, the second Stitch anime, the first Stitch anime, that Lilo, like, Stitch meets Lilo's daughter. And meets Lilo grown up. And it's like, oh my god. But, yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. So weird that, like, not weird, because also they did stuff like they changed Pleakley. Like, it's funny, they make Stitch trans, but then they completely cut out Pleakley cross-dressing. Cause, I don't know. And Disney acted like, oh yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure this was probably a movie that was supposed to be Disney Plus only. Maybe that's why, like, they went with just, like, human characters instead of just making animated or just, like, you know, practical effects like you were doing with Star Wars. Like, you could have done practical effects for, like, Pleakley and Jumba. Like, Pleakley could have been a puppet and Jumba could have been, like, animatronic, half suit, half puppet. Like, I think it would have worked extremely well. And you probably would have gotten praise for, like, makeup, because you didn't get it for black-facing Nani, or pan-facing Nani. I sure as hell know you ain't getting makeup for that, unless you bribe them. But, and then you got good CGI with Stitch, and then put most of the money of the CGI into Stitch. But, no, you didn't do that. You didn't do that. And then you completely killed off every other of Stitch's cousins. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is, don't watch this. Don't watch this until you can watch it from a third-party viewing site where Disney won't get a cent from it, is what I want to say. You know, a little bit of Jack Sparrow. But yeah. that's the best I would say. I think it's... man, I'm trying to remember what the card is. I think it's Etsy, Shiba on Etsy. I'm not sponsored, but I believe it's Shiba on Etsy. If you go watch my video on these guys, on the cousins that I did of the unboxing of these figures, they actually make a few of the 3D print these guys and paint them out of like the few experience. Not the most of these, like I only got 2 of them, which is like Sparky and Slugger here. But like, go support them. Go watch the original. If you're gonna watch Lilo and Stitch stuff, go watch the original movies. Go watch the animated series. Because apparently now they're re-airing the animated series on Disney. So like, go watch that and just don't watch the movie. Like, this movie already made billions. It's gonna make a sequel, sadly, but I would say go watch all that stuff because someone brought up and said give it 2 years. They're gonna continue the animated series, and I'm like, I would love that so much. And honestly, I'm pretty sure like they would. Best case scenario that they would do is like if they're gonna, because honestly I could also see them Disney will like, well, we'll make an animated live action version. It's like what? Or a Disney Plus version. Like it's kind of like the Stitch series, but like whatever, like Monster of the Week kind of, but live action maybe, which would suck. But also like they could probably just be like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure they could hand wave it some way, and like they could just say, well, actually, this Jungle Jumbo Man, they just retcon it. But like, no, don't let them fool you. They straight said that they would make Stitch 626 into 627. Like they would make him into that. So like it's Stitch's Angel, Stitch's Reuben, Stitch's like it's every other experiment. And again, just shot yourself in the foot, shot yourself in the balls, shot yourself in the head. It's like Disney. That was the stupidest movie you could have done. Anyways, go watch the original. Go watch the second movie. Go watch the third movie. Stitch, and then go watch the animated series. Technically, the Stitch is the second movie, but you get what I mean. Don't watch the animated series. Go watch Leroy and Stitch, the ending of that series. Go watch the animes. I want to go watch the animes now. Anyways, thanks for watching. Share my videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. Congrats, Stitch, for coming out on Pride Month. But God. Anyways, thanks for watching. Share my videos, and we will. See you later. If the actress ever sees this, you did good. Whoever did Lilo, you did good. And the voice of Stitch, Chris Sanders, I believe, the guy who does pinup art, really good. Really good art. Your original is great. Voice acting is great. Would have been great if they put more love into this. And I feel sorry for everyone in Hawaii. And also, they changed the guy with the ice cream guy from a white guy to a Hawaiian guy for some reason. I'm assuming racist reasons. I'm just going to go with that. And yeah, most likely.